back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. And I want to take a moment to welcome back my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your support of me. Thank you for your friendship. A big welcome to anyone who has subscribed this month. Thank you guys for subscribing and for following us along on this journey, and for your support of each other in the comment section. It's really important that we create a beautiful space here because we're all here to help each other get home. That's what we're here to do. So thank you guys for being here. And if you're finding yourself here for the very first time, we want to welcome you. Please join us. Grab yourselves a cup of tea, some snacks, get cozy, and we'll have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather at this table. So today's pick a card reading, we are looking at the person on your mind, and we're looking at secret confessions. So a love message from the person on your mind. What are some of their confessions of their truest feelings for you? I have 3 piles for you to choose from today. Pile number 1 here with the Temptress card. We also have it being clarified by the Rose Quartz Tower. We have pile number 2 with the Yin Yang card. And we have here this piece of citrine. We have pile number 3 with the Zen Garden and this Chalcedony Tower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit, and my timestamps are below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today we're doing a love message from the person on your mind. What are their secret confessions and feelings for you? Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the Rose Quartz point here, or to the Temptress card, and this is your reading. Secret confessions from your person, a love message from the person on your mind. What do they have to say to you? What are their current feelings? Now this is number 15, which is a double energy, which is seduction. It's someone who feels really compelled towards you, kind of like a moth to a flame, perhaps. It's sometimes likened to that. There's a lot of codependent energy with the devil. And this says the Temptress, seduction, deceit, and a broken promise. So you could be some sort of temptation to this person, or perhaps you were in the past. So take that as it resonates. We'll see what comes out in your reading today. Because today, whoops, we're looking at a love message from your person. What do they want to say to you? What are their secret confessions, their truest thoughts and feelings of you? Pile number 1. Queen of Swords. I'm sorry, the King of Swords, the Spirit of Swords. And if you look closely at the King of Swords here, it looks like a bunch of moths surrounding him, which is a symbol of, I often liken it to the devil because it talks about the addiction that they feel towards you. 9 of Cups. And when I say that you're this temptress, I feel like you're, in their eyes, you are gorgeous. Like you are someone that they really wish upon and focus on and fantasize about. And they really want to communicate that to you. It's like, I'm watching you. If you guys are in disconnect from the person on your mind, here's the Movement of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Oh. The Emperor. And the 6 of Pentacles. Oh my. Back of the deck is the 4 of Swords. You may be in no contact from this person at this time, but you're definitely a temptation. And that's the first message that's coming out from this love message from your person. They want to confess to you that they are always fantasizing about you. It feels like a bit of a cat and mouse game, or maybe it was in the past with the 6 of Pentacles. And I do feel like for someone watching, this person could be in some type of karmic situation, which is why you're such a temptation to them, because you're so attractive. And that's what they want to say. That I feel like I have to suppress how I feel, but you're so attractive to me, and I can't seem to release. I can't seem to kind of let go of this connection or on my fantasies of you. But you are a temptation to them. It's like you are pulling them or lulling them away from a position, away from something that they've invested a lot of time into. Queen of Cups. And they're communicating too that it's difficult for them to even stay away. Like it's like they feel drawn to you you could even find yourself to be maybe even a water sign here, but there's something about this Queen of Cups. It's about like there's something about your empathy, or you're able to kind of draw people in with your light in some way. They feel kind of drawn to you and they don't understand why. That's the other message coming in. It's like, I can't really wrap my logical brain around it, because this person is saying that they are a logical person. They keep their feet firmly on the ground. They may not be the type of person that's into the tarot community, or even they would be the type of person to say that's very woo woo. I don't really adhere to that. The truth is that they wish that they could take a deep dive with you and truly express how they feel, because there's a lot that they're holding back, that they have held back in communication when it comes to you, because they're kind of fearing the unknown, fearing what the consequences will be if they give in to this temptation, because you're a huge temptation. Innocence of Wands, Page of Wands. This person could definitely be a Libra, because I'm just saying there's a lot of intelligence to this person. But I also feel like they, sometimes Libras are they're really smart. They're really smart, but they get themselves worked up really emotionally. Think of Will Smith. He's a Libra. So he gets himself worked up really emotionally in an emotional sense, and then there's outbursts. I feel like this person's really concerned or fearful of like the cat getting let out of the bag. Because they want to pursue, they want to explore this. And that's what they really want to confess, is that I want to explore this. And they feel drawn to you in a physical sense, but I feel like they're drawn to your heart. Like there's something about your heart space that they're really drawn to. There's a message that just came through that's not for everyone, but it's for someone specific, because I feel like they're drawn to your good heart because you have a motherly like quality to you, and that it's not that they're some weirdo, but it's like they may have lacked some of that maternal compassion, lacked some of that maternal care, and so they're really drawn to you for that reason too. You have the Magician. Back of the deck is the Five of Wands, and we have the Lovers. Their love message and their confessions to you are all circled around this attraction and this temptation that you represent, and how it feels very mutual actually between the two of you too. And they're trying to hold on to logic. They want you to know that they're trying to hold on to logic and embrace the logic and not act upon their impulses, but it's really difficult for them. But they're trying really hard to protect their environment, protect their position, and it's really hard for them to do so. It's a huge challenge. Now, when we have the Five of Wands, this is always communicating to me very restless energy, very jealous type of energy too. So this person really wants to confess that they get really jealous when it comes to you. And I feel like logically that doesn't make sense to them. They're like, I shouldn't be the one that's jealous, but I am. I'm so jealous when it comes to you, because it's like they couldn't imagine you being with anyone else, and if you are with someone else, that drives them nuts. But if you aren't, they don't like to even think about that. And I don't think that that's fair. They're even bringing that across as this is not fair that I feel that way, but that's just how it is. They're also confessing that both of you are sort of afraid to express how you truly feel. It's like you're afraid to dip your toe in, because if you do, it's like floodgates will be released. And we're not sure if we're ready for that unexpected event. And I just saw the antlers fall. I just saw the antlers fall over. And, a period will come in the season where the deer will shed its antlers, and it's unexpected. Sometimes it happens when they're rutting. It's like they don't want unexpected events. And yet that's exactly what they sort of are craving, because they're craving curiosity. They're craving excitement when it comes to you. But I do feel like their empowerment is like all of these, it feels very mutual. This spark between the two of you. And I feel like they're acknowledging that too. It's like I'm also, it's like they're a temptation as well to you. Love message from your person, secret confessions. What would they, oops. On the floor, so the purse. It says pay attention to your finances. So their position, I feel like they could be someone who really focuses on coin, and I feel like they could own their own business. And you distract them. Thoughts of you distract them. They're also concerned about that position. This person likes, and I don't want to say that they're controlling, but they like to control their own environment. It's like they're used to being the boss in their own environment in some way. We have here I, psychic ability, trusting your intuition. And I feel like from the two of you, you are way more emotionally aware, spiritually aware. We have here lion, time to act. And we also have haystack. It says karma. Karma, reap what you will have. You will reap what you have sown, and the gavel too. Involvement with the law. As I said, this person could literally be in a marriage. The temptress is very sometimes self-explanatory type of imagery coming through. They are always focused on you. And it is their bravery and their courage that's being tested when we reach the hurdles of the fives. It's definitely our courage that's being tested, but they're really concerned about where this temptation will lead and what karma will sort of create, especially in their physical positions. Even with the gavel with the law, again, physical commitments that could have some sort of effect as well. Love message from your person. What are their secret confessions? How do they secretly feel for you? Pay attention to red flags and religious factors. Your love life is influenced by religious upbringing and spiritual path, and we have reconciliation. They want to reconcile. They don't want this to be in disconnect if it is. That's what they're hoping for. And I feel like there are red flags here. There are red flags here. The religious factors card speaks to me about marriage. And it's like you are tempting them. It's like they can't help it though. That's what it feels like. It's like I can't seem to help it. Let's get some message cards from this person. Love message. What are their secret messages? Secret confessions for pile number 1, please. We have here that smile. That smile though, how do I resist it? Something about you and how you carry yourself, how you look. I spend a lot of time of day daydreaming about you. Fantasizing about you with the Innocence of Wands, with the 9 of Cups. I know what I want. Memories of us keep me going. Love confessions. Love message from your person. Secret confessions. You just don't know what you do to me. You have a big effect on this person, and you challenge the logic that I feel like they're almost famous for, or they like to be known for their logic, for their intellect. I have so much to express to you. I have so much to tell you. And I don't know how to let this go. It feels like a bit of an obsession. The Temptress came along with the number 15, the double energy. It feels like an obsession. No one compares. Back of the deck says, I do look for you wherever I go. What are their secret confessions to pile number 1? It feels very hopeless. It's not a hopeless situation, but it challenges their position. It challenges, again, the 5s bring us to a precipice of change. It asks us to take a leap of faith. Sometimes we don't have the courage to do that. We fall back into comfort zones, which is why we find ourselves in karmic loops sometimes. So this could be a situation that has kind of gone around and around in a circle as well. Take that as it resonates. There is someone else. But they still want you. You are that temptation. They deny it outwardly, but they can't deny it here. You are that temptation. What do you even see in me? They definitely feel like they're out of your league or something. I feel like if there's like a Beauty and the Beast comparison in my mind just now, there's something very, very attractive about you, and they don't see that in themselves. I feel like they almost look at themselves like a bit of a nerd or like an intellect, or I'm waiting for the right time. 7 of Pentacles. And back of the deck says fresh start, seed, opportunity, or offer, and it's the Ace of Pentacles reversed because they're stressed about what that could bring. And you give them reason to kind of decide and compare what they've built and where they're going and whether they want to continue on that path, because you provide that much of a temptation. That's the influence you've had on this person, is that you've literally influenced them to halt, to decide if they want to completely scrap their previous plans and start anew with you. But that wait, that delay, sorry, my throat's a little closed today. That wait and that delay, it's also indicating that the difficulty and choice that they have to make as well. Oops. Pile number 1, please. Secret message says, force, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader that you wish that you had. And that's exactly what this attraction that they have towards you encourages them, or encourages them to attempt. But it's always an encouragement. Our guides never force us. So we have messenger, bringing harmony and balance. And back of the deck says, the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, and let yourself be seen. And it takes so much courage to allow something like this to bloom, because it's inching us outside of comfort zones, and it has the potentially their attraction to you to create a lot of upheaval, at least for a time in their experience. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. Additional messages, secret confessions that this person has for pile 1 in the bowl. What do they wish to confess? How do they currently feel in the bowl? They're hiding their feelings for you. There is the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. It's like they're very patient, or they're being patient, or they feel like they have to be patient. But as I said, the 7 of Pentacles is this, it almost looks like the higher self looking down upon us, choosing whether or not we want to continue with the investments that we've made. And it could be investments, again, into this 10 of Pentacles, into a foundation, another relationship, because you are a temptation upon that position. That could have been why you were even drawn to the card. They do suppress their feelings for you too. They want you to understand that they feel the necessity for that right now, to kind of protect their investment, but also protect their emotional and their fantasy investments towards you too. We have the money bag, somebody who's focused on coin and building. There could be a work connection here too. It says, how I feel about you makes my heart long to be free, in the bowl. We also have the horse, which is in full gallop. It's about freedom and always having a choice, which this person definitely has. We have the Red Cross, so there could be a hospital nursing connection. And we have the Leo energy. So this person could be a Leo, but there's also speaking about strength and force that we apply to situations to create change. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your story below in the comments section. And if you do drop me a comment, be sure to subscribe and hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links below for Instagram, and I offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below too. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to this beautiful piece of citrine, and this is your reading. You've also chose the yin yang card, and this is your reading. Love message from your person. What are their secret feelings and confessions for you today? The yin yang card here says creating harmony through balance, and her eyes are closed, so you could be in disconnect from this person, but there's still sort of an internal communion that's kind of happening between the two of you. This connection may have taught you a lot of lessons too that are meant for internal reflection, or they had a profound effect on you and continue to have a profound effect on you too, and vice versa as well. So you may be still influencing this person despite that there be a no contact situation or a limited contact situation here. Someone in this connection might even define this as a soulmate connection. So let's see. Love message from your person, secret confessions. What do they want to say? How are they currently feeling? Pile number 2. Love message for pile number 2. Secret confessions. 10 of Cups. Oh, they really want to confess to you that they see everything clearly now. They see it clearly now. They understand the connection. I feel like they didn't see it in the past necessarily clearly because they were too focused on themselves, or they were too really, it's like they didn't see what was sitting right in front of their face. It was so obvious, they keep saying. It was so obvious. And there's a smugness about them. You can see their arms are crossed. There's something about the passive nature that they took when it came to you in the past that's really bothering them now, because they're really saying it was so obvious. It was so obvious that this could have led to something beautiful. You have the Fool. The Magician. Wow. Excuse me. My throat is a little bit weird today. I have woken up with a bit of a cold, so just bear with me. So we have the Six of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Five of Pentacles. And they're saying that this realization now, they have to confess to you, is their constant companion. And there's something almost bittersweet about their realizations when it comes to you too. Here's the Moon. It's like they were afraid to face it. It's like it was so obvious, but I was afraid of where this path would lead, when in reality, where this path would have led is so much better than where it has led, because of my inability to leap and be bold and brave when it comes to you. And they still want to express this to you still. Like they still want to bring forward this clarity. They want to tell you that they finally understand. They would love a reunion. But for someone watching, I feel like that's not plausible, or it's something that they feel like it may not be a realistic expectation for them to take. We have here the Knight of Pentacles and the Moon. They also want to confess that they really thought that they had more time. They really thought that they had more time to work with. And it's been a really sort of kick in the pants for them to realize that they waited and waited and waited. It's been devastating. It's been devastating for them. The Empress. When I say that this person feels like there is yin-yang soulmate energy here, I mean it. I mean it. We have the Empress. We have the Six of Cups. There's so many major arcanic themes here too, which is representing all of the lessons that this connection has influenced for you and this person. We have the Three of Wands. They want to confess to you that they recognize now that if they had just given over to temptation, they'd be in a much more comfortable position, emotionally especially. And that it hasn't really changed for them either. Despite that there's been time and delays, it hasn't really changed. They still are curious about where it could have led them. Here's the Devil. King of Swords with the Six of Wands. They also want to confess that from the outside of things, everything looks great. They feel secure. Like the King of Swords is a very capable person. They could be a Libra. There's King of Swords energy in the first pile as well. That they're really, really intelligent. And they almost like pride themselves on that. I'm very, very intelligent. It's like, but in this case, I was a complete idiot. That's what they were saying. I was such a fool, literally. And there's almost a sense of them feeling like they don't deserve a second chance either. And that could be where they feel like it's unrealistic. It's like, I don't even deserve to have a second chance with you because I mucked it up so badly the first time. Because I was up on my high horse. I was pretending. I was like waiting for a perfect opportunity, or waiting to gather as much information of security so that I didn't have to risk and I didn't have to be vulnerable. But there's no gaining without vulnerability. And now they feel like they kind of are too late, and that's what it hurts the most, because they feel like it's too late. And I wouldn't even say that I feel like the positive side of them, the optimistic side of them, wishes that they could have a rebirth or new beginnings, but the realist in them, you know, the the person who's leading with this sense of realism is saying that I don't know that it's possible anymore. And they don't even know if mutually, if you feel as intense as they do anymore as well. And that's something they want to confess, that they still burn for you, but they recognize that if you do not feel the same way. And that's something that they're bringing forward as well. They're almost apologetic, not 100%, because I think they are a little bit, I don't want to keep using the word smug, but I think that they are a little bit, and I don't even want, I keep hearing in my head egocentric, but not in a terrible way. I don't think they're a terrible person, but there's something definitely egocentric about them that doesn't allow them to completely say I'm sorry, but they are definitely kicking themselves because now they feel like they've lost you, and that's a big thing, because they feel like this was only almost meant to be. It's like this was supposed to be destiny. That's what I keep hearing. It was supposed to be destiny, and it turned out to not be completely destiny. They are also admitting that the mask that they wore to save themselves from some discomfort in the past are now really heavy, and ultimately has created it created way more pain than they ever anticipated. And if these, even the Ten of Swords, you know, they're all of these times, they're even communicating that they had so many opportunities to bring about their truth or to clarify with you how they felt. And instead they didn't take advantage of all of those opportunities. And they're saying there were many. That's the thing that bothers them the most, is that it's not like they just got one chance to tell you how they felt or two chances to tell you how they felt. They say that they got so many, and they should have made the effort because it was worth it. And it wasn't until it was too late that they recognized that they should have made that effort. And so they're really apologetic a little bit. But again, it's not coming across as a full apology. We have children. Your love life is being affected by children. They are communicating that in the past they were young, ill-equipped. They didn't see, because they didn't have the capacity, they didn't have the experience to go from to recognize who you were in that moment. We also have here, stay optimistic. Positive thinking will bring you romance. And as much as they're not that optimistic that it's realistic for the two of you to enter into something in the future, they would never ever close that door for themselves. They would never ever close it down completely. And I feel like they're almost ready at that doorway with the truth now, because now it's like he's prepared. He has his sword drawn. It's not, he's got no more room in his back here for any more swords anyway. And so it's like, if I get the opportunity, I'm not expecting it, but if I get the opportunity to, I'm ready with my clarity. I'm ready with my truth. You deserve love. You are lovable. And that's really what they want to communicate. That's the biggest confession they have, because they feel like they left you in the dark with that. They feel like they made you feel insecure because of their inability to say, yes, I feel like this about you too. And that's what they want to sort of make amends for. You can see here, it's like with this Cupid's arrow ready to shoot, ready to clarify how they feel. Oops. What are their secret confessions for pile number 2? You make it easy to fall in love with you. And unfortunately, sometimes we always take the path of least resistance. We'll take the easy road if we're able to. And because you made it so easy to fall in love with you, they felt like everything else would be easy too. That they could afford to kind of delay or wait for the perfect timing. And unfortunately, I feel like you make it easy for a lot of people to love you. I feel like you're a very lovable person. And so it was naive of them to think that other people or other interests or other avenues wouldn't draw your attention. I want to feed my curiosity when it comes to you. Could you forgive me? They are apologetic. Could you forgive them for not seeing the value in you and the abundance in you. I'm confused. I don't know how you feel. They assume that you're not feeling the same way. But that's the logical side of their brain talking. I feel like they always lean to logic. I want to see you so badly. And the Six of Cups is all about that reunion. And it's being coupled with the Five of Pentacles. So that's an emotional destitution. You know, if we're dealing with emotions and it's the Pentacles, it's still something emotionally devastating. I feel like I've lost you forever. Back of the deck says, well, we have two. They're both flipped, so my attraction is more than physical, and friends with benefits. So take that as it resonates. Perhaps that was the scope of your connection in the past. And they realize that there's way more to this connection than meets the eye. Secret confessions for pile 2, please. What do they want you to know about their truest feelings for pile number 2? That I am addicted to you. There's a certain amount of obsession with the devil energy. And the devil is here. This person could be a Capricorn potentially or have Capricorn in their chart. But it's also about sort of the obsessive, shoulda, coulda, woulda, ruminating energy that's going through their mind right now. Your family won't like me. There's a message coming through that they worry. There's someone, and this is not for everyone, but for someone watching, they worry that you have communicated things about them to other people that would leave them looking like not in the best light. Their actions in the past, it's like they're the ones that committed the actions that would perhaps cast them in a poor light, but they're worried about that. Their reputation preceding them a little bit. You're so very special. That's what they really want to confess, because they've never perhaps expressed that to you, that there's unfinished business here. I know you from somewhere. That despite the fact that they cling to logic, they kept saying right off the bat that there's something different here. There's a connection that defies their reason, their ability to reason. But I don't want to lose you. And they're worried that they already have. That's the problem. They're worried that they've lost you forever, and they don't want that to happen. And yet they're like, I still need more time, which is interesting because that's what sort of put them into this situation with you in the first place, is their capacity for waiting. And now they're saying, I still need more time to figure out if there's anything possible, because at this moment they are not confident that there's anything possible between you. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2. Secret confessions from the person on your mind. A love message from your person in the bowl. What do they want to say? There could be a work connection here for someone watching. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Page of Swords. And I feel like for some of you, this work or school connection, but it's almost coming across as like a non-paid position for someone. So take that as it resonates, like somebody was doing some sort of placement or something of that nature. So take that as it resonates. But there's also a work connection here too. They are really sort of communicating that they're really sorry for not putting in the effort. It's like they gave up before they even hit the challenge. The Seven of Wands is reversed. It's like I didn't even power through even a little bit. I quit before I got the chance to be rejected, or I quit I didn't apply pressure soon enough, or I quit too soon. The Knight of Wands is reversed too, which is talking about impulsive energy, this really strong physical drive towards you now too, and how they think about being really impulsive towards you. Sometimes the Knight doesn't charge in because he's worried about the consequences, but sometimes this person wants you to know that they just think about charging in anyway. And it's like, consequences be damned, I feel like charging in anyway. In the bowl today, we have happy reverse, so delay and gratifications. They wonder if you're happy too. That's the other thing they want to know. Here we have the siren, the temptation of the mermaid. So you could be some sort of temptation to this person or vice versa. We have the six 6 cells of honey here and they're all filled up. I think about the 6 of Pentacles. I think it is a very mutual feeling, but they're not 100% sure that it is a mutual feeling. Sometimes the 6 of Pentacles can talk about karmic relationships too, so take that as it resonates to your situation. We have here the Plume of Peace. We also have the Cupid's Arrow. We saw that with the Romance Tarot, or the Romance cards too, the Cupid's Arrow. It's like they got shot in the heart, and you're to blame. We have the Whale Tail Expression. They wish that they had expressed something to you, and they're really kicking themselves now because I keep seeing the 5 of Cups in my mind's eye. So there's a sense of mourning, and they've had to heal. There's ooh, we've got 2 mermaids in the bowl. Temptation. We also have here again, the Sea Star, that period of healing because they felt like they lost a piece of themselves. They're not confident that they can get it back. They wish that they could. They're not confident that they can. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you. I hope that it resonates. If it did, I'd love to hear your story below in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell before you drop that comment so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out on my platforms on Instagram. You can also check me out for a personal reading on Etsy, and that link is below as well. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the beautiful Chalcedon Tower. I'm going to just put it in there. And to the Zen Garden card, and this is your reading. I love message from the person on your mind, their secret confessions and feelings for you at this moment. The Zen Garden says inner sanctuary. So this is a place where they perhaps recede into, where they kind of hold a special place for you in their heart, in their inner world. It's like a place where they can escape to. And they want you to know that that's what you offer them still. So even if you're in connection, if you're in disconnect, it doesn't really matter. You offer them kind of a soft spot to land. You provide sort of this feeling of safety and security, which is a really beautiful, it's a really beautiful influence that you have over people. So let's see, what are their secret confessions? Love message from your person. How do they truly feel? Secret confessions. Pile number 3. Secret confessions, pile number 3. You have the Queen of Pentacles. This person, when they think about you, there's just such a beautiful sense of you being unstoppable. It's like they don't see any limitations in you. So if you see limitations in yourself, this person would argue until they're blue in the face with you about that, because they look at you like you have it's like you're good at everything. They want you to know that that's how they view you. You're good at everything. Just pick something to try and you would excel at it. There's beauty in you. There's grace. You're a hard worker, you're dependable. There's just every good thing wrapped up in all of the other queens is being represented right now with this Queen of Pentacles for me. And it's like you don't see yourself like that perhaps, but you're this force to be reckoned with. We have the Knight of Swords. The Moon. This person has a lot to express, actually. They feel like they have a lot to express, and there is this fear of expression. They want to communicate with you that they're scared to tell you how they feel, because in this inner sanctuary, it's perfection. Right? This is undisturbed. This is perfection. But if they enter into unknowns, they can't guarantee the outcome. 9 of Wands. There's also a message coming through about sadness in their hesitation. They feel like you kind of, like they ran out of time or they missed the opportunity because of their own fear, and now they're kind of kicking themselves. I can't lie. They're frustrated with themselves. They're frustrated with the situation. They're mad that they didn't have the strength and the courage to leap when they got the chance. But they also are kind of coming through with this message of like, I wasn't 100% confident that you felt the same way. I felt like they are communicating that they felt there was a bit of a cat and mouse game where perhaps you would draw them in but push them away a little bit too. So there is frustration here. It's like they feel like they were waiting to gather more information, and they almost feel like the rug was slipped out from underneath them. It's like they really anticipated that they would have more time, because it seems like you guys were in a bit of a cycle. They're really showing me a cycle where there was a sort of start, a hurry up and wait situation where there was a lot of heavy flirtation and then nothing, and a lot of heavy flirtation, and then when there's reciprocation, there would be somebody to pull back because of fear. And so there is a frustration. They're not just taking all of the onus on themselves. They are frustrated with the situation, but they are mad at themselves for not applying more force. It's like, I should have worked harder. I shouldn't have been so passive. But I feel like you were both kind of passive. It's not that this person, and I'll sometimes say that, you know, they pass the buck of who's at fault. But there's a very equal energy coming in here. The Nine of Pentacles is on the back of the deck. Let's clarify this message. Love message from your person, secret confessions. So they're saying that they were passive when it came to you. They were indecisive, but they're saying that you were also indecisive too. And some of their hope, I will say, they don't know what to hope for. They don't know if there is the possibility here, because for someone watching, they feel like your position might get in the way at this junction. In the past, it may not have been like that, but at this juncture, now your position might get in the way. They're really grieving. They're grieving this connection at this time too. But I also feel like this person doesn't like to grieve. They don't like to grieve. And they try to avoid that feeling if they're able to. So they want you to know that they try to avoid the grieving process. And that's why they enter into this inner sanctuary where everything is possible with you. They're also communicating. They want you to know that they were just waiting for clarity. That's all they were waiting for. You can almost see with the Six of Pentacles, almost looks like a tower that's toppling over, but she's stopping it. She's bracing it against her body, because they want to communicate with you that there were so many times that they almost said how they felt, and then there would be something that would be said or done, or something would come in and fill them with insecurity. And they are saying that sometimes that thing that would come in and fill them with insecurity would be something that you would say, or would be that cat and mouse game in the past too, which flooded them with insecurity. And they wish now that they had just acted in spite of the insecurity. They wish that they had just taken that chance and let that tower fall and shoot their shot in that way. Like, they wish that they had just let the truth out. But they were so scared that if they let the truth out, it's like, I can't take it back once I let that truth out. And I wasn't sure that you felt the same way. And so I was holding on. I was holding on to the potential. You have the Five of Wands. They still get really jealous over you. Still to this day, they get really jealous over you. And they feel like in every other area in life, they may have evolved, but not in this area in life. They did feel like there was a lot of games being played between the two of you. And I just heard that Dr. Seuss, you know, that one book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. And there's a line in that book that talks about during life, you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win because you play against you. I almost felt like I could cry. And that's what my guys just said. It's like, you play lonely games that we can't win them because we play them against ourselves. So when we're in these cat and mouse games, this person felt like there was no winner. You know, us hesitating towards one another, there's actually no winner here. And we have the Five of Pentacles. Back of deck is the Queen of Wands, and we have the Ten of Wands. The Divine Feminine here could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius as well, really strong Leo energy here. And we have the Ten of Wands back of deck with the Six of Cups. This person really wants to confess to you that they carry all of this with them. And I don't think they even intend on putting it down. You know, they don't intend on putting it down. This is going to be sort of the benchmark of their failure. That's what it feels like. That's what they're communicating. It's really a moment in time that they're going to carry with them, and they should carry it with them because it's a great lesson for them to carry with them for future opportunities where they feel similar types of fear and restriction. They still hope for solutions. They still hope for solutions, and they want you to know that they think about reunions with you. They think about rectifying the situation. And you can even see here the Two of Swords. Normally they're seated, very passive. In this case, the Two of Swords standing up. They're still indecision. There's still a fear of being vulnerable, but this time it's like they're taking a stand. So they are communicating that, you know, they want to believe that they wouldn't let this happen again if they got the chance to communicate something with you. They want you to know that they would do everything inside of themselves to push through, but they would still be challenged, their guides say. They would still be challenged by that. But they've learned a valuable lesson here. Her hand is all bandaged. Even the Nine of Wands head is bandaged. They learned a valuable lesson here. And they want you to know that. There's a lot of sadness here. There's also a message coming through from this person that they really hope that you're happy. That's in the most positive way possible. I hope that didn't sound terrible. They really want you to be happy, and that's something that they really hope for in your life. I feel like for them, happiness is not as sure, or it's like it's harder for them to embrace it because of this situation sometimes. But they do find happiness when they reflect upon you, and that's something beautiful to hold on to. They find happiness, they see it, they feel it in that inner sanctuary when they reflect upon you. And so they also want to communicate almost a gratitude for the experience, and I feel like I could almost cry. This person's very emotional when it comes to you. They're grateful for the experience. You have here boot and dolphin. Says financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past, but the dolphin is a symbol of friendship, a symbol of happiness and joy. We have the sun here. It's about flirtation and enjoying each other's company. And there's a sense here of, again, taking that lesson with them into the future. And then we have boot, and that's the lesson. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. And that's ultimately what they want you to know that they learned from this whole experience with you, is that they should have worked harder to make change. They should have acted faster. They should have worked harder. They should have done more. And that's what they want you to know, that they're kind of kicking themselves. And here's the whale. It says great worry over nothing. It's like they now kick themselves because they're like in their true awareness in today. You know, if you think about yourself at the age of 25, you're very different from when you were 16. You know, your awareness is different. Your ability to be perspective is different, or to have a higher perspective is different. So they're realizing that they probably worried for nothing. They probably should have just expressed how they felt, and now they feel like they're drowning in that emotion. We have here heart-to-heart conversations were needed. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And they still feel like there's a lot to get off of their chest. They still feel like there's a lot for the both of you to communicate. And they're really interested to see what you have to say. They have a lot of attraction for you. You attract more romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And back of the deck says very soon. It says clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And ultimately, I feel like that's part of their lesson too, is that it's not that they didn't know what they wanted. It's that they didn't. It's like they were ill-equipped to execute in some way towards you, whether it be lack of experience, lack of confidence. They were just. It's like they needed help. They wanted more of an assurance, but it's not vulnerability when we're completely assured of the outcome. That there's no vulnerability in that, and that's how we actually ascend and move forward. What others? Confessions for pile number 3, please. I'm keeping tabs on you, watching potentially on your social media if you have it, because they can't help it. They feel addicted to the situation, addicted to you. There is something so special about you. And they dream of you often. The moon will often speak to sort of dreams. And that could be where their Zen garden, their inner sanctuary lies, is their dream realm, because that's where everything is possible. It's like that old song, all they have to do is dream when they want to have you in some sort of capacity. They're still trying to figure themselves out. There's still confusion on their end with the Two of Swords. Whoops. I gave you the impression that I did not care, and that was a lie. And back of the deck says, I do watch your social media. Secret confessions for pile number 3, please. What do they want to say right this moment? Love message from your person. It says, I'm not hiding the connection for the wrong reasons, but I feel like that's a typo. I think that's supposed to say, I'm hiding the connection for the wrong reasons. I feel like they were hiding their feelings for you in the past for the wrong reasons, because of fear, or because they weren't sure that you felt the same way, or maybe they even felt like you were out of their league a little bit too. There's also this message coming through for someone that they felt like you thought that you could do better a little bit, or that you felt like, in their impression, what they perceived was that you thought that they weren't good enough in some way. I don't feel like that's how you actually felt. That was just their perception, but that's how they are bringing it across. I do want to make things right with you. Please give me the opportunity. I have been astral projecting to you, dreaming of you. I think they dream about you often. And in those dreams, they bring about a lot of clarity. There's a lot of discussions. I want to dedicate a song to you, because there's something innocent about this person. I don't know if they're like something innocent, or they're a quiet person, but I've been thinking about proposing to you. And I feel like that happens in the dream realm too. And I regret walking away. Lots of regret with this person. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 3. A charm bowl, please. What would this person like to confess in the bowl towards pile number 3 at this time, please? 6 of Swords. I can't move on, they said. It's reversed. The 6 of Swords. I can't move on from this situation. They're stuck. They are stuck here. There's also a sense, too, of not being able to provide clarity, because somebody in this connection could be stuck in another practical situation. So it's like the time and space has moved forward. There could be other connections that we've entered into, and so that's creating travel delays and stagnancies as well. They also want you to know that the reason why, it's almost like they're saying it wasn't you, it was me. It's like I couldn't communicate what I felt because you cast this shadow, and it's like I couldn't imagine being rejected by you, because that would just, if they think that they're suffering now, they're like, imagine if I'd been rejected by you, how much I would be suffering. But I think they're still undermining the chronic suffering that they've had to kind of put up with for this whole experience. Sometimes when we avoid speaking our truth, we're not actually avoiding any type of pain. Sometimes we're just creating a chronic pain. And we have a lot of letters in the bowl today for you, pile 3. We have A and C and K. We have the cake. I want my cake and eat it too. We have I. No I in team. It's like somebody waiting for someone else to take the reins and make a decision. We have weakness is a choice, and I will. I will. We also have here the rabbit, a symbol of the Page of Wands, of leaping into adventures, but also the nervousness associated with exposing how we feel in our heart. We have the Tangled Heart. We have the Divine Feminine pink sea star. The sea star can lose a limb. I often say that on my channel, and it can regrow it over time, which I'm sure is a long and drawn out and uncomfortable process, but it's a reminder that even when we have these strong connections, we can heal, that we're actually whole already when we come into this experience. We have a little white flower. I sometimes think of a forget-me-not, but I'm from Ontario, and the Ontario flower is the trillium, so I think about the trillium. I know other people may not see the trillium in the bowl. And we have here the DNA helix. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your story below in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and hit your notification bell and your like button so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out on Instagram. I just post little silly card updates and things about my life over there, but I'd love to see you over there. And I also offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for a visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.